Hello everybody, I'm Redbeard Anubis and welcome back to RBA Airsoft. Today we're talking about the Umarex Beretta APX Co2. Let's get into it.
We gotta get our guy. Clear, move! Clear, move! Come on up, come on up, come on up, come on up.
Alright guys, today we're talking about the CO2 APX. This is the silver slide black framed version. It also does come with a second gray grip, which I will show here. You have an option. They give you the black one or the gray one. It comes with the gray one on it. I switched it to the black one. This is officially licensed by Umarex, so it does have the official trades of the real Beretta APX. There is no quote-unquote manufacturer. I know it's made in Taiwan. There's a high probability that it's based off of KWC, or they're the ones that actually made it. I'm leaning that way. This replica is kind of interesting because it does have authentic markings, but this is the original APX version and not the new A1 variant. And also there are some differences where this replica, it looks like it, but it doesn't necessarily function like the regular APX, and we'll get into that. But this is a polymer framed metal slide, very light aluminum slide, and you can hear that with the ka-chunk. It looks like it's ambidextrous with a ambidextrous slide lock release lever. However, the one on the right side is non-operable. Also, the takedown pin isn't a takedown pin. It's actually a trigger safety, which is not accurate at all. So this is fire where you see red. That is not fire, so that's different. Also, a big difference with this one is that it is double action only, which means that every trigger pull is very long. And what I find myself doing is I'll want to reset, and there's no reset. So it is a cheaper pistol. This retails, I believe, for about $70, $69.99, I think the last time I checked. It's not bad what you get either for a starter gas pistol. This is a CO2 power pistol. You take off the back panel here, which is how you replace it to the silver one, and then the CO2 jewel fits right in there. And it lasts you. It does last you like all game. I don't usually use a pistol that much, but when I do need it, it works well. Stick mags are kind of weird to work with. They do fit into like taco pouches. They hold them secure, regular flat bolt mag pouches. Reloading's quite easy with them, surprisingly. They hold about 15 rounds. You get 2 of these in the box, which is nice to start with, and also the spares are like, I don't know, 15 bucks or something. So all in all, for under $100, you can get yourself a starter airsoft pistol just to have as a cheap secondary. It works. It has blowback action, as you guys can see. And also, it does have that distinctive clunk, which I've come to love. And just because it's cheap, or because it's double action only, or because there's no technical breakdown of this pistol, or the fact that it doesn't have regular gas magazines, I don't think that takes away from it. I find myself using this more than the new Beretta APX that was released by KWA, even though that one's red dot compatible. Just because of the ease of use. Plus, it is kind of funny when you're shooting and you hear that clunk. So it's actually quite fun to use. The silver slide kind of stands out. People will always look at it and go, oh, is that a Glock? Like, no, it's a Glock type pistol, but it's not a Glock. So originally, the actual APX is a striker fired Glock-esque pistol with no external hammer. Has that short trigger pull. This does not have that. Obviously, it has that long trigger pull. Another thing with this is that it does not have adjustable hop. So you're pretty much set with what you have in terms of hop up. So I usually don't use anything over 0.20s with this, just because I don't feel confident hopping anything more than that. But 0.20s work fine. Like I said, it does perform well, even though it's chunky. And you got that conk. It does not have threaded barrel, so if that's something you're looking for, it does not have that. Yeah, I mean, it's very easy to use. It's very, very low maintenance in terms of the sense of it doesn't break down. Just make sure your barrel's clean. There's nothing really to lube because it really can't break down. It probably can, but honestly, with the system the way it is, I really don't feel confident taking it apart. And in my opinion, it's one of those cheap pistols that I really don't need to. I put a CO2 jewel in it, load my magazines, have this for a day, and play, where I don't have to worry about gas efficiency or anything because it's CO2. And yeah, it works well. There are some quirks to it. It is comfortable in the hand. It does have the ergonomics of the actual APX, which is nice, which is why I like the APX. It does feel nice and pleasant in the hand, especially aiming and shooting. It's very nice that way. It does have a Picatinny rail on the bottom for lights or lasers. I normally do put in my Streamlight TRL1 high lumen on here so I can hook it into my Omnivore holster, Blackhawk Omnivore holster. So that's great. So that can happen. Its overall length, it's the standard. It's your standard about 7 to 8 inch pistol. It's nothing crazy. It's light. It's only about 1.5 pounds. You know, without the magazine. The magazine adds maybe a little more. It's not much because they're small stick mags. It's not bad. Like I said, you do get 2 stick magazines, which is nice. And there is a black version of this. I know somebody mentioned, like, well, why don't you get the black version? I saw a black version. I looked for an Airsoft version of the black version. There is not one. The only black version there is the 1.177 airgun model, which is legitimately all black. So the all black version is strictly airgun. It's also officially licensed. This is honestly an airgun pistol that a cheap airgun pistol that was changed into Airsoft. That's the best way to look at this. That's how I look at it. It follows the same kind of deal with that aspect. The system inside and everything else, it all screams airgun to me, but it's Airsoft. So the silver slide version, this one right here, this is the Airsoft version. So with the velocity on this, it says you'll get about 310 to 330 feet per second. I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing consistent 300s in and around there. It's actually pretty consistent for what it is. It's accurate out to a decent range. Even at 50 feet, I can hit somebody with it. Usually for Airsoft especially, pistols are usually more close in than that, which is what I use them for. Or I have to make a shot and I don't have time to reload. You know, the old saying is faster to switch to your secondary than reload your primary. It saves you a little bit of time. It is quicker. You just drop your primary on your sling, pull out your secondary, and you go to work. That's what I use them for. I also use them for nice, tight, close quarters in Airsoft. So, especially playing CQB, this is a great pistol. It's CQB level appropriate. It works. right, so basically to end this one's not going to be that long because there's not really much to talk about it. You have fixed iron sights that are okay and decent. They're not adjustable, but they work. We're honestly going to talk about some pros and cons of this pistol. It's cheap, but it's reliable. It's effective for what it is. It's not amazing. It's not G-Bang Whiz, but it works. I actually enjoy using it for that aspect. There's not much thought with it. It's a plug-and-play system. Now, if you're looking to practice dry fire on your APX, I would get the newer one by KWA. That pistol mimics the real APX very well, and we'll go over that pistol in a future video. But it does have a realistic design in terms of markings and ergonomics. For the pistol, it does feel like the APX in your hand. It's comfortable to shoot, it's comfortable to hold, comfortable to aim. It's very well balanced for what it is, which is surprising, even though it's a clunky boy, as I like to say. It does not have the ambidextrous slide release. It does not have a takedown. That is a safety and replace. You could theoretically switch out the magazine release. I'm right-handed, so I don't have to worry about that. It does have a changeable backstrap, so if you don't want the gray backstrap that comes on it, well, originally you can switch it. It does have a Picatinny rail for lights and other accessories. Usually, like I said, I can get through 3 magazines, 15 rounds each, so 45 rounds of ammo during a game with 1 CO2 Joule, no problem, and still have a little bit left over. So the gas efficiency is there if you just want to plug and play and not really think about it. If you're first getting into gas blowbacks, this is a cheap enough design where it's something to have if you need it. What I find in Airsoft is that I don't use my pistol that much, but when I do need it, it's nice to have. Especially, like I said, in those tight corners. You got someone with a longer PDW or longer M4 rifle spin in the corner, and then I'll hit them with my pistol, and they're not expecting it because they're swinging that big gun around. Well, I got this nice little small thing that I can just make a quick shot, reholster, go back to my primary, all that stuff. So that works. It is nice in terms of it does have this tough aluminum slide on it, so banging it around is not too much issue. It does have a actually nice polymer lower frame, which was shocking to me when I first touched this pistol. I was pleasantly surprised. It doesn't feel like weak ABS plastic. It actually feels sturdy and solid. It does have blowback, so a lot of starter pistols are non-blowback. This actually does have blowback, which is nice. It is semi-auto only, of course, but again, it has that long double action trigger that has to fully reset each time. So that might be kind of annoying for you. That might be a thing that takes you out of getting it. And honestly, that's one of the cons of the system. It does have fixed sights. Gas efficiency, I usually put that under a pro rather than a con. Personally, I like the fact that it's stored within the gun and I don't have to worry about loading 3 different magazines with 3 separate CO2 cartridges. That's kind of nice. And honestly, for a day of airsofting, it lasts me all day. I didn't have to switch this cartridge once, and I played for about 6 hours that day when I was playing. So it worked well. It held the gas efficiency, didn't have to worry about leaking, didn't have to worry about any of that, which was nice. Biggest thing about these pistols is, especially if you're new to this, do not leave the CO2 Joule in the gun. I made a lot of mistakes early in my airsoft stuff. I had a pistol kind of like this. Left the CO2 cartridge in the magazine, destroyed the magazine. So, food for thought, don't leave your cartridges in the magazine, okay? Take them out when you're done. Yeah, you have gas left, but just take it out, throw it away, be done with it. That's what I do. Don't leave your magazines loaded. I like to keep the springs fresh, so every time I'm done, I always take out the spring. There is no optics mount for this. That is on the new APX. If you're just getting into this, especially, I look at this as a starter gas pistol, honestly. you're not going to really worry too much about optics, in my opinion. Everything's going that way, but for starters, that's not bad. It's very sensitive for higher weight BBs, so 0.20 grams pretty much only, in my opinion. It's not a full weight like the real thing, but it does have enough heft to it where you feel it. So it's actually quite lighter than the traditional pistol, but it still feels nice. The double action only trigger, again, that's my biggest flaw with it. If it didn't have a double action only trigger, I probably would like it even more. And there is no hop up. It is fixed and unadjustable. So, be that as may, I do like the affordability and reliability of this cheap and effective CO2 gas blowback pistol. First APX to come out on the market before the KWA came out. I got it because I wanted an APX, and honestly, I've been surprisingly happy with it. Originally, when I thought, I'm like, oh, this is a piece of junk. Then I started using it in matches, and I was pleasantly surprised. So take that what you will. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Thank you very much for watching. And of course, we shall see you on the next one. Make sure you take care of yourselves and have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Bye.